On today's JMO at Josh and Joe, we have the Super Bowl. Super Bowl recap. We start off by talking about how the Swifties really kind of dropped there. They dropped the ball. I thought they were going to come out in more numbers. They dropped the ball. We talk a little bit about the commercials. It's an exclusive Super Bowl recap. So we just talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to resume all the rest of the sports next week. But talk about the commercials. I give my take on the commercials. Joe gives his. Then we do a little Super Bowl halftime show talk. Our boy Usher, he did good. He did good. And I mean, we gotta admit he's getting old. So for what it was pretty good. It was pretty good. We talk about that. Then we dive into the game. Start off with the first half. First half's kind of a snooze fest. Snooze fest of a first half. Then we get into the second half. That's where it gets nice and spicy. Probably, I guess, more towards the end of the third quarter. That's where it gets spicy. And then we have a great fourth quarter and great overtime. Great overtime.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Welcome to Jim Will, Josh and Joe. It is Thursday, February 15th, and Joe, Taylor Swift's boyfriend has done it again. It is it's wild. Congratulations to the red team.
And all the Swifties rejoice.
Yeah, all of them. Jesus. All 138 million of them? 100 and what? How many was there?
Well, I would have to say there's a differential of, there was 123 million, which, as you know, and most people know by now, is the record. Surpassed the Apollo moon landing.
So what we're talking about is the viewers of the Super Bowl. It was just wild record numbers of viewers at the Super Bowl, and Goodell is just smoking a stogie, drinking some scotch in his chair, just buried in money.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But the previous year had 115 million. So you could probably subtract that, and that's all the Swifties that were watching it.
Okay, so I guess what was the total for this year?
123 million.
So minus and then minus 116.
15.
115. So they had 8 million Swifties.
8 million Swifties were watching the game.
Pretty lame. That's pretty lame considering she has hundreds of millions of fans.
I will say you got to give him props, though, because Goodell, I mean, he was trying to figure out a way to really increase the margin. He had not had that much of an increase of a margin for a Super Bowl that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Everything else was 114, 112, 111, 111. Mm-hmm. It was very small increment increases.
Or decreases.
Yeah, decreases. Between margins between them.
Right. Yeah. Good for Goodell. Good for the NFL. I guess. I mean, again, I figured the Swifties would show up a little bit better than that, but it's okay. It's whatever. Yeah. So the Super Bowl happened. It was let's put it this way. It was one of the better second halves of a Super Bowl I've ever seen.
Maybe even just fourth quarter, or what is it? Fourth quarter and OT.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think it kind of came alive in the third quarter, midway through the third quarter, and yeah, so it's not the best mid third quarter to fourth quarter of all time. I think that still belongs to the Patriots over the Atlanta Falcons, but it was pretty damn good. It was pretty damn good. Let's see. We'll get into the game, halftime show, commercials. The commercials were okay. I think the more progressive we get as a society, the worse the commercials get. So if you go back and look, the commercials in the 90s, that was kind of where the late 80s and 90s. That's kind of where we peaked as a society as far as commercials go.
As far as commercials go,
yeah. I really do. I loved Kanye's. Kanye's was probably my favorite, and it worked. It worked.
It did work.
Did you see the numbers? He paid $7 million for that commercial, and within 24 hours, he made $19.5 million.
Wow.
So yeah, that in 24 hours.
Yeah,
He had like a couple 100,000 orders.
So a 7 million was the 30-second ad buy-in for the Super Bowl this year.
Correct.
So that's where the 7 million went in. But yeah, he did not spend anything on production.
And
of that commercial.
for anybody who did not see the commercial, it basically is just him taking a video of himself in his car, telling people to go to Yeezy.com.
It's the most Kanye commercial of all time.
Yes, you're right. It really is. I would not expect anything different. He basically is like, oh yeah, so we spent all the money on buying the commercial, so we have no budget for production basically. And so his production is just him sitting in a car taking a video selfie.
Yep.
Great. Awesome. Kanye strikes again. He strikes again. Let's see. The commercials I'm just like I haven't been a big fan of in a while. It's been a while since I've been like that was great commercial. A lot of them are like getting obsessed with like the pre-story of the Super Bowl commercial. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're getting the commercial ready by like basically putting a trailer out for their commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's getting a little much. I think it's starting to become like a little bit too much. Like I kind of miss that just like boom, right out of nowhere commercial. Like no setup, no nothing.
Yeah. Maybe something that throws you off a little bit too.
Yes. Like the Mountain Dew commercials with the puppy monkey baby.
Yep.
Those were weird.
Yep.
But it caught my attention. Like I still remember this like years later. I think this was like 6-7 years ago where puppy monkey baby came out, and it was Mountain Dew.
We did see a return on the E-Trade baby again.
Yes, the E-Trade baby was good. I missed that baby.
They brought him in doing playing pickleball.
Yeah.
So a little bit more relevancy.
There you go. Yeah, everybody's obsessed with pickleball right now. Which all right. I get it. It's fun. It's fun. Whatever. I'll admit it. I might be old. I might be whatever. But yeah. Pickleball's fun.
Oh, it's a fun sport. I just love how like white people will just completely embrace it for right now because it's obviously it is a fun sport, but it's more of like they know that they're the pioneers of the sport, so they are trying to jump on it and get ahead of it or get popular in it first before the real athletes take over, and then after that, black athletes take over, and then
So then the white people can't do it anymore.
And then they can't do it anymore.
Yeah, of course. And they just want to be able to say they're already counting down the moments to where they can say, "Oh yeah, I used to play that. I was playing it back before everybody else was playing it." Blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Fuck off. You're just not athletic. That's it.
I even have a good friend of mine that I work with. He's literally right now training to try to make it big. I'm like
in pickleball.
Oh,
nice. Well, I mean, this is the time to get in it. If we're being honest,
I'm not saying it's not the right idea.
But anyways, this is going to be an exclusively Super Bowl show. I feel like that's a good send off for football. Last game of the year. It is a little. It does kind of suck, but Joe and I we're huge proponents of football off season.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, when we were kids, we'd actually simulate. We play Madden, and we would simulate the season just so that we can play the off season. That was our favorite part. So I now, while that's not really true in real life, I'm looking forward to the NFL draft.
Yeah,
I love the free agent move. I love that the free agent moves that are being made. College football, there's a lot of recruiting. There's a lot of transfer portals. There's gonna be like realignment stuff. Like it's fun. I like the football off season, and then golf starts up. You got hockey and basketball playoffs coming up. March Madness. Like there's a lot to look forward to. The only time I think we really get bored is after the hockey and
the
hockey and the NBA end.
NBA
you know
finals.
what I'm saying? Because there's the period where like golf is fun. You'll have tournaments almost every weekend. But then in August, I think that ends. Like late July, August, that ends, and you're just left with baseball, and that's really tough.
And unfortunately, it's not playoff baseball. It's like the middle of the season, like the gruesome kind of grueling, like
they start. Well, it's a part where they start kind of separating themselves. So like who's good and who's bad. So like there's a lot of games that don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like there'll be some games that do matter because from teams that are like in the middle of the pack. But yeah, there's a lot of games that just nobody really is going to care about.
Yeah, so. It's more of those, take me out to the ballpark, enjoy the game at the ballpark, but not something that we're getting like into.
Right. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks or something like that.
Exactly.
All right, so yeah, like we said, it was the most watched Super Bowl. Not really surprised. It is really cool to like bring up like it's more than the moon landing and that whole shebang. That's kind of cool because that's more of a worldwide thing, but. I guess the Super Bowl is becoming a worldwide thing.
Well, they technically are world champs.
They're world champs. That's right.
They are world champs.
They don't really have very much competition though. So like,
I think U.S. is 58-0 in the Super Bowl.
Well, go USA, baby.
So
fuck yeah, let's go. Let's add that. We should be able to add that to an Olympic ring.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's see. Let's talk more about the. You have anything else with the commercials? Like I said, I think they were kind of mid.
Yeah, I mean there was. Yeah, you got a bunch of A-list celebrities that are trying to get some publicity during this time. I honestly did kind of like the Paramount Plus commercial. I thought that was kind of funny where they just chucked Arnold on the mountain or across the mountain.
Yeah, that was good. The Dung King. The Dung King one.
Dung King was pretty good. I mean,
Matt Damon just looked like he did not want to be there at all.
Yes.
He did a good job with that.
Yes. That's hashtag friends goal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, how awesome would it be to hang out with, like, Ben Affleck, Tom Brady, Matt Damon?
Yeah.
That would be fucking awesome. Be the ultimate Boston crew.
Have Jack Harlow, tell you that this is not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. Again, I really do think like as progressive as we get, the worse the commercials are. Like they're well done. Let's put it that way. I'll give like the production team some credit. Like they're well done. They're not just they definitely don't look cheap.
No, not at all.
They don't look cheap. So they're well done. I just I want to laugh. I want something to captivate my attention. I don't know. I think I mostly want to laugh at Super Bowl commercials. Like, they're well done, but I want to laugh. That's my biggest thing.
Well, what's the good news for you is that, with the production value that they've spent into this and the amount that they spent for the Super Bowl, you will be watching these commercials for the next 7 months.
Right. Oh, yeah. I'll be able to get to really evaluate them. All right, let's go. Let's do the halftime. You want to do a halftime show and then get to the game?
Yeah, let's get to the halftime show.
All right. Usher, it was disappointing for me because I didn't get to hear my song. He didn't play more at all, so that was a big whiff on my part.
That was my evaluation. It was like, actually, I wasn't disappointed. I actually did like it from a performance standpoint, and I'll explain more later. But that actually was my evaluation. Was I kind of wanted to see more, and that's actually pun intended.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see more. I wanted to see DJ God Is Fallen in Love again. Yeah. We didn't get to see that one as well.
Yeah. Are you sure? I thought he played that one.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
No, I think he played it. But anyways, it's like, I keep getting reminded that it's so hard to pack a full entertaining concert into this short amount of time. And I always end up reverting back to it, comparing everything to like Prince's halftime show, Michael Jackson's halftime show. Like, I always end up comparing it to them. And like, yeah, the Usher halftime show I thought was good. It was good. He like did like 8 wardrobe changes. He came out on skates. Like it was pretty impressive. I always judge. Here's the main thing, and this is bad. This is not good. I'm not proud of this. This is usually how I judge this halftime show, is by the amount of memes that come out afterwards with it. And this one, it was a lower grade. It was not. I'd say if it was like I'd give it a 2 out of 5 stars as far as that goes.
Oh, the memes? Like,
Yeah,
are
the
you
memes
saying,
coming
like,
out,
being able to make fun of it, or, like, just any memes?
Any memes. Just the amount. I think the amount of memes, like...
I feel like if there's more memes, then it's, like, the worse the show is.
Now, see, I disagree.
Really?
I think the more entertaining the show is.
Okay.
Because if you have a bunch of memes, that means it was a little more entertaining. If there's less memes, that means it was a little more bland.
Well, some memes can be kind of, like, picking fun at it as well.
I understand. That's what, like, the Usher Alicia Keys one.
Yes.
That was kind of funny.
That the husband, Alicia Keys' husband, that was definitely a big meme.
No, like, but I like the one that The Weeknd did. So many memes.
There was a lot of memes.
A lot of memes.
And I think that was just because of his wardrobes.
Lady Gaga. And Lady Gaga was fucking phenomenal. Lady Gaga was amazing. Katy Perry had a lot. But I think it's just because of the sharks. That was funny.
The sharks was definitely.
Katy Perry had a lot. Like and again, this is not good. I'm not proud of this, but this is how I judge the halftime show these days.
I think the memes kind of came with the backstage people. So we had the pole dancer that completely dropped.
Yeah, that was kind of funny
mid show, and then they had the one person that just got like lifted into like the stratosphere. Like he just got boom.
Yeah, like he just
blast off.
You know, they yeeted him.
He
yeeted him. But yeah. Like I was a big fan of Bruno Mars' halftime show back in 2016, I think it was.
Somewhere around there.
I don't know. He fucking killed it. Bruno Mars fucking nailed it. And so, like, again, I just keep comparing that. I like the costumes. Like, a good meme was Usher looked like, what's his face from Dodgeball? Ben Stiller's character. I can't remember. I haven't seen
him
it.
and Ludacris. Both did. Yeah.
Now, I will admit, Ludacris coming out, Lil Jon coming out, those were electric.
Yes.
That was electric. It was a great way to end off the halftime show, but like I said, it was like, meh, it wasn't anything like I was going to call home about.
Yeah. I mean, Alicia Keys, Ludacris, and Lil Jon, I understood those cameo appearances, but there was a couple of other ones that I just didn't know. Like, there was the guitarist. I'm just not familiar with her. With her?
Her.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were hoping Justin Bieber would come out.
That's tough. He's still recovering from that, what is it, cerebral palsy?
Yeah.
So that would have been tough.
Let's see, what else did they have? Yeah, I think that was about it. I mean, what did you think? Did you like it?
I appreciated it. I think it was the first time that we actually really had like a performer where it was like singing and dancing in a while, like with really good moves. And that's something I've always appreciated in my entertainers, because I, at one time, during my drunken college days, thought I was one of them. But so yeah, I have that appreciation for the best of the best, and I thought he did all the dance numbers. He had his own little solos from time to time. So as from like a performance standpoint, that's anything that's like less CGI-ish or and more authentic and like performancey. I'm kind of a fan of Broadway and the play arts. So I thought it was good.
Good.
Like I said, I just kind of wanted to see more. And
I wanted to see more too.
Quite literally the song as well.
Yeah. Let's see. That's about all I got from the halftime show. The game. Kind of a snooze fest in the first half. Now, I will say this. I think we were robbed of some excitement because we had the Jusek hurdle in the first quarter. That was awesome.
That was like the first play.
Yeah, it was up. Yeah, it was. I think it was the first play.
Definitely first drive.
Then it was like, then they drove it down to about the 30, and then McCaffrey fumbled the ball. That was a missed. I think we could have had a score there. Would have changed the game a little bit. And then we had later on in the first half, we had the Mecole Hardman. Patrick Mahomes to Mecole Hardman for like 50 fucking yards or whatever, that long pass that brought him down to the 10. And then fucking Pacheco fumbled it. That was another one that could have changed the trajectory of the game.
Yep. That was the Travis Kelce piss play.
Yeah. He got real mad. That was a good. Those were funny memes.
Yeah, those were good memes that came out of that one.
Yeah. What did Travis say he was telling Andy Reid? What was it like?
I think Because there's been so many like other quotes that have been false quotes, more parody quotes out of it. But I believe he was like, you should have believed in me. I could have, or you should have been kept me in. I couldn't do this or something like that. Something kind of lame. So I really appreciated more of like the fake takes on it.
Yeah, no, me too. And whatever he said, it worked because Kelsey had an amazing second half. I guess the highlight, what
I was gonna say, props to Andy Reid being a class act with the press conference. Like all he was doing was just joking about it. Like all the news commentators and like the press was asking reporters that was asking him questions. And was like trying to stir shit up, and he was like, oh, he caught me off guard. I didn't see him coming. Otherwise, I would have been able to hold my ground better. But got me off balance. Ha ha. So like props for him for taking up for his player. Like he understands like it's the heat of the game. People do things, say things. He's been coaching for a long time.
Yeah, but if it's not Travis Kelce or Patrick Mahomes, like that's a bad look.
Yeah, but
that's a really bad look.
But if you're Travis Kelce or Patrick Mahomes, you've earned that right. That's exactly what happened with like Tom Brady and
I know,
Bill Belichick.
You got to watch it because like it's just it might set a bad precedent. Like people, like random people who think they might be Travis Kelce, be yelling at their coaches and shit, and then that's not going to be good.
Well, just like Kadarius Toney, and you can't do that if you're, if you haven't caught a ball yet.
Yeah, but he didn't yell at Andy Reid. He kind of just tweeted. He didn't even tweet at anybody.
But that's only what we've seen.
But yeah, I mean that's all I can go by.
I know, but what I'm saying, there could be other stuff.
You could speculate all you want, but we can only go by what we see.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny, the memes that came out after that. It was it was the frustrations of the first half. Like we could all feel it. The only really good play from the first half was with the McCaffrey catch from who was Jennings?
Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, it was like a lateral, then a pass, and then it was awesome. Honestly, dude, I think like Kyle Shanahan called a great game. Like it might not be a great game, but like I think he called a good game. Like they never really strayed from the run. Like McCaffrey had he had his yards. He actually had a lot of receiving yards. They used their guys. Like I know Kittle got hurt for a little bit. Jennings was used, Debo as much as they could. Like
Ayuk probably could have been a little bit more. But I mean that's also you gotta sense the flow of the game. Purdy had some good throws. Like they had a good game plan, and like it worked in the first, and like it was working in the first half. They kept both defenses played out of their minds. And it was just made for a boring first half. It was 10-3 at the end of it. Moody had he got the record for longest field goal in Super Bowl history. Yep.
For all of 5 minutes, and then Bucker came in and kicked a 57-yarder this second half. But that was kind of funny. I like those memes were funny.
Yep.
But yeah, then you open up second half. Mahomes had the bad interception.
Bad interception first drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, dude. That was I had Chiefs money line. Also, I do want to say I probably should only bet the Super Bowl ever because I've only had good luck betting a sports game on the Super Bowl. Last year, boom, had it. The year before, had it. Like this year, Chiefs money line, bet the over, had it. Like I just only bet the Super Bowl. That's it. It's the only game I win.
Okay, well, but when you say this stuff, it kind of reverts me back to last episode. I don't recall you going with Chiefs money line in the last episode.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah. I said Chiefs money line and over. Yeah. I
remember you saying over.
Yeah, no, I said Chiefs money line. Again, this goes to show that don't ever bet what I bet, obviously, for anything else but the Super Bowl.
But the Super Bowl. Yeah. Okay. So we got it down now.
Yeah, just the Super Bowl. That's it. But yeah, the bad interception. Then basically we'll fast forward to the end of the third quarter where we had it wasn't a muffed I don't want to say it was a punt, but it hit what's his face's cleat.
It hit a San Francisco 49er cleat.
So that was a live ball. That's why, what's his name, Ray McLeod, jumped on it.
Yeah.
Or at least tried to get it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were like, what the fuck, why would he do that? It was a live ball. And then after that, I can't remember the...
I feel like, though, he probably should have jumped on it, though. Like, he's tried to, like, pick it up, and, like... In that situation, you just like you're not going to get any other yards, after that. Just keep the possession. Like I thought like obviously wasn't his fault that he had to go after it, but I think he could have maybe done a little bit better strategy on getting it.
Right. I mean, and we talk about that every season till we blue in the face. Like the players just don't understand fall on the ball. That I mean, that'll never happen. The San Francisco extra point was huge. That was a big. The missed extra point was a big part of the game. I forgot to mention that. But
how big of it was it? I mean, obviously it made it from a 4-point to a 3-point game. But does that not mean that Patrick Mahomes and Travis and the Chiefs don't go down and score a touchdown and win it?
I'm not saying
in
that.
regulation.
I'm not saying that, but their strategy just does change. The play calling changes, the strategy changes. You have to get at certain parts of the field. It changes the game. It was a game changer. That was like. There's no arguing with that. I don't think it would have determined the outcome of the game. I don't think San Francisco would have won by 1 point per se, or whatever. Or Kansas. I'm sorry, won by 4 points, or Kansas City would have won by 3 or whatever. But it does change the dynamic. And the touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs, like the play after the punt, the fumble punt, that set the tone, and that's when I was like, all right, we're here, baby, this is it. And I kind of knew, I had the feeling. I was like, we got Mahomes, we're here, and then honestly, McCaffrey, like the San Francisco 49ers played well. Like it wasn't like they didn't play, they played poorly. They played well through the fourth quarter. Like they, I just remember watching the last drive, and I was just like, it was never in doubt. They had like 15 seconds left, and they threw the pass to Travis Kelce, brought him all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
I was like that. I knew it. Like it actually feels really fucking good to bet on Travis or on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing, because I knew that was the script. That was the script. It was the script, and my thing was, it was like, I really wanted to see San Fran win. So, but what I did was, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to go with my heart. I'm going to go with my head on this one. Mm-hmm. So, hey, I want to see San Fran win. So if they win, I don't even have to win money. So what I did was I bet money on Kansas City, because I was like, that's probably where the script's at. And if Kansas City wins, I'll still win money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a win-win situation.
Yep. So I think it is part of the script just because of Taylor. So they needed Taylor. They want Taylor.
Goodell promised her a Super Bowl.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. They discussed that business dealings afterwards in the press conference, or in the suite.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, Goodell promised Taylor a Super Bowl.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yes.
All right, cool. So they drive it down, last drive of the game, basically 5 seconds left. Butker kicks it through. They go into overtime. Now, the overtime. I was not aware of these overtime rules.
I'm not going to lie. I was not aware. I knew that there was a change.
I knew they could, like, I thought it was just like the playoffs. Like, is it like you go into overtime, or at least the regular season, you go into overtime, score a field goal, the other team gets a chance, you score a touchdown, there's no chance.
That's what I thought too.
Okay. They apparently... I didn't listen to it because I wasn't there. I wasn't watching the TV for this, but apparently they explained that to them.
They said it's like a regular game.
No, they explained the overtime rules to them on the field.
They did. They did. I mean, I was watching.
Right.
And he did, but didn't explain all of it.
He did. Okay. Apparently, Kyle Shanahan knew the rules. So what Kyle Shanahan did was he opted to receive the ball first, which is normally what you want to do. I think in the pro overtime rules, that is what you normally want to do because if you score a touchdown, game's over.
Yes.
In this situation, it's almost like college rules. Like you want to receive it second, so you know what you have to do. Because if the team that gets the opening drive scores a touchdown, then the other team still gets the ball.
Well, I think his thought process was he wanted the ball third.
He wanted the ball third, just in case. So, like, if they scored a touchdown and then Kansas City Chiefs scored a touchdown, then if they get the ball, I guess it's free for all at this point. I still see. I'm gonna go with. I'd still rather receive. I'd still rather get the ball second. I want to know what I'm dealing with.
No, I agree. I think that's the best strategy because you get to see what they have to do or what you have to do, play call wise, and then whatever happens after the second drive, you're good. In which obviously Kansas City, they weren't going to lead it to a third drive. They probably figured out the analytics of it all and was like,
if they get a touchdown and they kicked an extra point, Kansas City's going for two.
Yes.
There's no way they're not going for two.
Well, the probability of San Fran going down and kicking a field goal to win it, at that point, is probably pretty I
don't know. Their defense was on fire. Like that Chiefs secondary is top notch.
Oh, but the analytics,
they are the number two. What?
But the analytics may have said,
"Fuck the analytics. I'm over analytics."
Brandon Staley's gone.
The analytics are done.
Analytics are dead.
So yeah, they decided to go with they wanted to receive the ball first. I guess I was trying to think of what's the point of the clock. Like having a clock in the.
That's what I was thinking about right before the last play happened. I was like, they're about to run out of clock, because me not fully understanding what the rules were just yet as well.
Right. Yeah. So like OT ends, and then I guess they would go into another OT, which again, they just need to adapt college football rules. This is one thing that college football does better than the NFL. I will admit I'm a big college football fan, so I'm a little biased on this, but I do admit when like the NFL is better at things, which they're better than most things, I think. This is one thing college football is better than the NFL at, is overtime rules. They just need to adopt it, start at the 30, start at the 25, whatever. Each team get a chance. And just do it that way.
In my opinion, the old college football OT rules. I think that's the superior one.
Which old college football OT rules?
Where it's just every single time you go to the 25 and then you run your offense, and then after the third you have to go for two each time you score a touchdown. Whereas this time it's like after the second OT you have to go for two every.
Oh, so you're just saying switch that up?
I'm just saying the OG rules.
That's not a big deal.
The OG rules.
That's not
before sports betting dictated everything.
That's not a huge deal for me. It doesn't matter that. I don't think that's.
But you just like the back and forth.
I don't think. Yeah, it needs the back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I let's see. Where was I? You made me lose track. OT. So, yeah, they kicked the field goal, and then I don't think whenever McCole Hardman scored that touchdown, I don't think he knew that they won. Did you see, like, his celebration? It was like I don't think he realized it until he saw everybody else running on the field. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, I guess he probably didn't know as well. I mean, to his defense, he did just get, like, signed on, like, during the playoffs.
Right.
Like, that was, like, MVP signing of all time. Like, he started off on the Jets at the beginning of the season.
Right.
And then they signed him, like, before the playoffs started.
What's that got to do with him not knowing he won the Super Bowl?
I'm just saying, he hadn't been on the team for a while,
So that the scoring still works.
Look, he was on the Jets, man. I mean, it's a different mindset. Like, he wasn't expecting to win a Super Bowl this year.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so yeah, congratulations, Kansas City Chiefs. Do you got anything else on the Super Bowl?
Let me see. I had some other stuff about the OT. Actually, no. I had a couple of fun facts. So we had this was the second OT, or Super Bowl that's gone into OT. The first one being Super Bowl 51, where the notorious Patriots come down from 28-3 against the Falcons and go into overtime and win it.
Yep.
And then the other thing was that we had another second player to catch a touchdown and throw a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So Juwan Jennings threw a touchdown and he caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Last person to do it
was hang on.
You got this.
Hang on.
I'll give you a little hint. It's a QB. Tom
Brady.
He tried, but he didn't do it. He did it on this play that's called it's actually called the city's name.
Nick Foles.
Yeah. Yep, Nick Foles. Philly special.
Nice. That's a good fun fact.
Yeah.
It's another one.
No, I just had those two.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
I just had those two. Put me on the spot there.
All right. What? Overall, I liked it. I thought it was a good Super Bowl. Again, the snooze fest in the first half, that was okay. The commercials, I thought was okay. The halftime show, I thought was good. The second half really brought it home.
Another fun fact, OT only consisted of 2 drives. It was a 15-minute quarter that consisted of 2 offensive drives.
I forgot about that. The first drive was like 7.5 minutes, and the second drive was the same thing. It was like...
there was only 3 seconds left on the clock.
Right, yeah. It was wild. They had just... great drives. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Kept you entertained. But... yeah. If you don't have anything else, we'll send everybody on their way. Next week we will be back at a normal Tuesday. This week we had Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras was fucking wild. Then yesterday was Valentine's Day. I forgot because in my brain I completely forgot it was Valentine's Day because I just am programmed to think that the day after Mardi Gras is Ash Wednesday. I never think of it as Valentine's Day, ever. So
it was kind of a clusterfuck of a bunch of holidays.
Right. So we'll be back next Tuesday. We'll bring back our OT Dish segment. We'll talk more about sports around the league, around the U.S., NBA, hockey, and stuff like that. So you got anything else?
I think that's about it.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Later.